Traditional Quiche Lorraine. Traditional quiche may sound simple, but when it's made well, it's rich, delicate, and completely worth the effort. Today, I'm making this classic version of Quiche Lorraine. Silky custard, crispy crust, and no unnecessary extras. Let's get started. Okay, for this quiche, I'm going to make a very simple short crust pastry. So I'm going to do it in the food process. So I have flour, salt, cold unsalted butter, an egg yolk, and some ice water. So it's really simple. And that's one thing I love about this recipe. It's classic and it doesn't require a lot of effort or a lot of unusual ingredients. So if you like recipes like that, please remember to subscribe to the channel. So I've got the flour in the food processor and I'm just gonna pulse it just to distribute the salt through the gut. And that's it. And next, I'm gonna add our unsalted butter. This is cold butter. And once I get this all in here, so now I've added the butter, chilled unsalted butter, and I'm gonna pulse it until it resembles crumbs. So that now has the texture of just a crumb. And that just distributes the butter through the flour. So I'm going to add in our egg yolk and just a couple of tablespoons of flour, of water, and just add a bit of a time. And we don't want to overwork this. So we just want to pulse that until it starts to come together. And as it goes, we'll add a little bit more of our ice water and pulse. And as that flour starts to hydrate, that's when it starts to clump together. A little bit more water. It's about 2 to 3 tablespoons of water. And you can see now it's actually starting to clump. And the thing I will warn you about, when you see it clumping, you think, oh, it's not coming together. Do not add more water. Just wait. You can see that is actually coming together very well. And as that starts to form a ball around the outside of the bowl, that's when we want to stop. I haven't added any more water. And you see it's forming a ball. And that is it. So the next thing we want to do is we're just going to lightly flour the surface. But we're just going to turn that out. And put that there. We're just going to pull that together into a disc. And we're going to actually use a little parchment paper. I'm just going to wrap that up. And this will go into our fridge to chill for 30 minutes. And we want this well chilled. And while our pastry is chilling, we'll get on and make our filling. Really simple ingredients. We have our lardons, and we're going to just brown those slightly in our pan. We don't want them crisp. We want them just to have a little bit of color. So again, we've got the bacon lardons, and for the custard itself, the savory custard, is starting with 4 large eggs, got heavy cream or whipping cream, some crème fraîche, and then our spices are nutmeg, which will grate freshly into it, some white pepper, and salt to taste. You want to be careful about the salt because there's salt in our lardons. So I'll get the pan on here, and I'm going to keep that fairly low, medium low, and we're going to start off our lardons. I get my wooden spoon. Start off our lardons in a cold pan. And we just, again, we're looking for color, not crispness, in order to do this for this recipe. Really simple recipe. And I mean, if you get the classics right, it's so delicious. Absolutely. So let that come up to temperature. Maybe increase that just a bit. And again, we're looking for color and not crispness. You just want to move those around a little bit. So while that's starting to get some color, I'm just going to start with our custard. So I'm adding our cream into our eggs. We'll add in our crème fraîche, or you could use sour cream if you like, or even yogurt. And we're going to add, I'm just going to add just a pinch of salt, a good pinch of salt, our white pepper, and I'm going to grate in some nutmeg. Now I'm going to save a little nutmeg for the top of the quiche as well. So I'll give that a stir, and it's starting to get the color that we want. Turn that down a little bit more. Again, so it doesn't brown. Well, so it doesn't crisp. And I'm just going to use an immersion blender. And that is it. So we have our filling custard ready, our bacon lardons are cooking. Now, if you don't have lardons, you can use diced ham, some leftover ham. You can use bacon if you like. And the reason we don't want these crisp is we really want that texture, that softness in the quiche. That's really part of the classic quality of a quiche Lorraine. So let me know in the comments if you've ever made a quiche Lorraine, or you've made it differently and what your version might be. I really am interested to know what you do in your own kitchen. So give that a few more minutes, and then we're going to let that cool. And we want it to cool because we don't want to put hot anything into our chilled pastry. We want that to be at room temperature. So I think that has enough color now. So off the heat it goes, and I'm just going to let that cool in the pan while we get on, and we'll roll out our pastry and line our tin. Got our chilled pastry dough, and I'm just going to lightly flour the surface, and we're going to roll out our dough a little bit on the rolling pin to line our tray. Oh, I should mention something first about the type of quiche dish. A couple of types you could use. One is glass, and the other is a metal one, which is the one I'm going to use. This has a lift out bottom, which makes it easy to remove the quiche when it's ready. So we're just going to roll this out. We want it well chilled, as I said. because we're not going to blind bake this. Nope. We're going to put it in a very hot oven, 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 200 Celsius. And so a very chilled dough will make sure that we end up with a very crisp and flaky pastry. So I'm just going to turn that so it doesn't stick. Turn that around, and we'll just finish rolling that out to line our tin. So what I'm going to do actually also to help ensure that we get a nice crust is I'm going to dock this. Now I've got my little gadget, and I'm just going to run that across lightly to dock that. And I'm going to just pull this up and over our rolling pin. There. Have our tin, and I'll lift that, and I'm just going to put that over the tin like so. And we want to make sure our pastry gets tucked into the corners, being careful not to poke through it. And we're going to press that into the sides as well. And the sides of this tin are fluted, and that's a very much traditional appearance that you want with your Quiche Lorraine. Now, all I'm going to do is roll the pen over the top of our case of our pie tin, and then pull off the excess. And that is ready for our filling. But what I'm going to do, although I'm going to add our bits in now, I'm going to return the pie casing, the pastry casing, to the refrigerator. It's going to spread those out, and I'm going to chill this for another 10 minutes, again, just to ensure that we have a great opportunity, the best opportunity, to get a nice, crisp, and delicious pastry. So join me in 10 minutes, and we'll fill this with our custard. Our pastry has been in the fridge with the lardons chilling for 10 minutes. I have our filling, our custard, and I'm just going to pour that right from the jug into our case. And that ensures an even distribution with the least mess. It's really that straightforward, and as promised, a little more nutmeg, freshly grated, over the top. And now our Quiche Lorraine is ready to go into our hot oven, 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 200 Celsius for the first 10 minutes. Then we'll reduce that to 350 Fahrenheit, 180 C. And we'll cook that a further 20 to 25 minutes. We're going to watch it as we want a nice golden top with a little bit of wobble. That wobble is really important because we want that custard to just set when we take it out to cool. Okay, here we go, into our oven. Well, our quiche has been in a total of 42 minutes, so a little longer than 30 to 35, but let's see what it looks like. Oh, it's a little wonky, if I'm honest. Let's see. Well, that will need to set and cool. It does have a slight wobble, still a slight wobble. I think it thought itself a souffle rather than a quiche. But we'll let this set and cool for 10 to 15 minutes, and then it'll be time to give it a taste. If you've enjoyed the video so far, would you do me a favor? Just please share it with your friends. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And give us a thumbs up. Give us a like. We'll let this cool, and then we'll cut it. Well, actually, we'll take it out of the tin, and then we'll cut it. It does smell absolutely fantastic. Well, it's been 15 minutes, and well, it's certainly set. So now I think all we need to do is just remove it from the tin. I'll put that on that plate. And that absolutely looks amazing. Looks beautiful. Smells wonderful. And all that's left to do now is to cut it. And that's what we're going to do. So I think I'll pick this little spot. Well, let's get maybe away from that spot. Oh, it slices beautifully. Just like butter. Just like butter. So we'll get a really good slice here. A good piece. Oh, wow. Looks great. We'll plate it. And now it's time to give it a taste. Just looks beautiful. Okay, I can't wait any longer. That is absolutely delicious. Smooth, silky. Really luxurious texture. And from something that's so simple. A little bacon, pastry, and a custard. Can't stop eating it. If you've never made a quiche Lorraine before, really give this one a try. It's truly worth making. Well, thank you for joining me today at Gary's Urban Larder. If you enjoyed today's recipe, please give us a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to the channel, it's free, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss a single delicious recipe. And finally, please share this video with your friends and help build our little community. And if you see a hype button, please hype me. It really does help the channel out. Well, until next time, bye-bye. I've eaten half already. That's crisp, flaky. So good.